it is a waiver wire Tuesday on fantasyvictory.com, and Larry Donnell had his coming out party Thursday night. Was Eli Manning's favorite and almost only target all night, and was just the man to be in the red zone.
Yeah, Larry Donnell is still available in 30% of leagues. That number is going to be 0% in a couple of days here, thanks to his huge 3-touchdown game on Thursday. He has been targeted now, and this is the best part, 8, 9, 6, and 9 times. So obviously, he's not a one-hit wonder. He's an integral part to this offense, and he's going to remain so for the foreseeable future. I think if you're in a tight end mandatory league, this is a borderline break-the-bank kind of guy that you go for, and I think you bid maybe up to 30% of your cap if he is available.
Will the real Eli Manning please stand up? He was a dog to start the year, but he had a great game against Washington. What do you think about Eli Manning?
And he was awful all of last season, too. And, last week I urged you to pick up Eli Manning. And so we talked about him in this very spot. And if you did, you'll pay a lot less than those trying to pick him up this week after his big Thursday nighter. His remaining schedule is filled with startable games. By my count, 7 more games in which he is absolutely startable. One of the easiest remaining schedules in the entire league. His new offense appears to be clicking here with Ben McAdoo, and we've seen a dramatic increase in Eli Manning's efficiency. Last week, I recommended that you pick him up in advance of Thursday's game, and I said you only had to pay 3% of your cap to do it. This week, you'll probably have to pay closer to 15.
All right, Jerick McKinnon getting some of his first significant work as part of the Adrian Peterson insurance plan, and he looks like the home run hitter in the Vikings backfield.
Yes and no. I want to believe that that's true as a lifelong Viking fan, and we definitely saw some sparks of life from Jerick McKinnon. In the games prior to last week, though, he had looked pretty mundane. He came into Sunday's game averaging 1.5 yards per carry. But then, against a tired Falcons defense, he looked fantastic. Now, Matt Asiata, to me, remains the preferred Viking to own, but McKinnon looks like he's got breakaway talent, and I just wonder how much of his big day was because of a lousy Falcons defense. I was texting with one NFL scout after the game, and he described the Falcons defense as horrible. So I don't know that you want to put too much stock into last week's game. It's a good sign for sure for McKinnon, and I think he's startable this week against a bad Packers defense, but I think the jury's still out on whether or not that was a trend or a mirage against the Falcons. You'll need to bid about 10% of your cap to get Jerick McKinnon.
Another guy in Minnesota, Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
He just came up and had his day.
Didn't he? He looked really, really sharp in his first ever start. He demonstrated excellent pocket poise, which you always expected, an uncanny understanding of when to escape a crumbling pocket. He also showed a nearly perfect accuracy on almost every pass under 20 yards. His long ball accuracy is still pretty bad. He also showed off strong mobility. You got the touchdown run. You're going to continue to get some of those as well and some yards that way. The only caveat here, again, like we were talking about Jerick McKinnon, is it's a really bad Atlanta defense. So it makes it hard to judge just what we've got. But still, he made the throws he needed to make, and I was very encouraged by what I saw. Free agent blind bidding amount for Teddy Bridgewater, around 10% of your cap.
All right, Alfred Morris owners know all too well that if Washington gets behind, it becomes Roy Helu's backfield. He's still widely available.
Yeah, widely available. And if you're in a PPR league, I think you'll want to get him into your lineup. And he's simply a guy that's going to catch passes every game, chipping a few yards here and there. He's a great bye-week fill-in type of guy. Helu's averaging 3 receptions and 60 combination yards per game. That's not bad. So that gets you by itself to in a typical fantasy scoring system of around 10 points right there. That's why I like him as a guy you can pick up in a bye week. Look, in touchdown, he's not going to help you very much because Alfred Morris is the A guy, and then they've got Darrell Young is the B guy there. So, he is what he is, and that's a pass-catching specialist. But Roy Helu belongs in rosters if you need a little help in the bye weeks. I'd bid about 5% for him.
There he goes, 5 guys to help you out. Go pick them up now, and we have even more players at fantasyvictory.com, your top free agents to look for.